everyone. Come on in, have a seat. So happy to see everyone this morning. Because it's almost what? It's almost what? It's almost Christmas, that's right. And so what do good Unitarians have on their Christmas list? World peace, stop to climate change, and then the Tesla, right? All right, so this is a familiar tune, so I want everyone to join in as soon as you figure out what it is, okay? Here we go. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Making a list, checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So you better be good for goodness sake. You better be good for goodness sake. Better watch out, you better not cry. You better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So you better be good for goodness sake. Better watch out, you better not cry. You better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Everyone, come on and join in. Ho, ho, ho. Let's hear your best ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. I can't hear you through your masks. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Santa Claus is coming to town. 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 Oh yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Good morning. If you're not up and moving after that, then something's just not right. Thanks to our First Church House Band for being here this morning and bringing us the sounds of the season. My name is Reverend Connie Simon, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. Our urban community welcomes all with love, supports learning and spiritual growth, serves our wider community, and works for justice, equity, and inclusion. If this is your first time here, welcome. If this is your first time back in a while, welcome back. And if you've been here like off and on, welcome home again. We're glad that you are here. If you have any questions about anything that you see during the service or anything that we do, feel free to send an email to member-care@firstuu.com, and our welcoming and membership team will be happy to point you in the right direction if they can't answer your questions directly. So we will begin our service as we do every Sunday by lighting our chalice, the chosen symbol of our faith. And this morning, we do so with these words, adapted by the symbol of our shared faith by Paul Stephan Dodenhoff. Joy and grief, holiday and sickness, light and darkness, peace and anger, life and death, wholeness and brokenness. We each bring all of these here to this sanctuary of unity in diversity. This morning, we also come together in love and in the spirit of joy for the season. Please join now in singing our vision song. The words will appear on the screen. And as a reminder, keep your masks on, please, while we are singing.
Snow Party by Harriet Ziefert, illustrated by Mark Jones. The snow had been falling quietly all night long. By morning, a thick blanket of white covered the countryside. It seemed as if nothing existed in the world but beautiful snow. Suddenly, as if by magic, snow women, snow men, and snow children began to appear. Some carried bags, some carried boxes. "Here is a perfect spot," said a snow woman. The snow people began to work, stringing lights, setting up tables, and unpacking bags. "What's in the box?" a boy in a red cap asked. "You'll see soon," said his mother. "Sweeping the pond is hard," said a boy with a broom. "Right?" said his friend. "But tonight is going to be so much fun. We're going to have a special party." The musicians, carrying all kinds of instruments, arrived in the late afternoon. Everything was almost ready. The lights twinkled, the tables were set, the food was prepared, and the dance floor was ready. "Today is the shortest day of the year," said a snowman wearing a top hat. "This is when we celebrate the winter solstice, the first day of winter, And when the first snow of the year falls on the first day of winter, we have a snow party. Everybody clapped and cheered. Hooray for winter! Hooray for snow! The snow people ate and danced. When the box was unwrapped, snow white butterflies emerged. They circled round and round the joyful snow people. And then snow began to fall very quietly. The snow fell and fell. It was still falling as the partygoers packed up their belongings and went on their way. By morning, a new blanket of white covered the countryside. It was as if the snow people had never been there. But some of us know better. I wonder, what do you celebrate in winter?
It's nice to hear the voices of the choir in person again. It's nice to hear the band in person again. It's nice to have you all here in person again. This is the time when we raise and lift up the joys and sorrows that we have been carrying on our hearts since last we were together. And we'll begin with some sorrows, unfortunately. The COVID-19 pandemic shows no signs of letting up. We made it through the first wave, the second wave, the third wave. We thought we were making it through the Delta variant, and here comes Omicron. We're running out of Greek letters in the alphabet. As much as we know that vaccinations protect us, we are still aware that people are getting sick and dying. So we must remain ever vigilant, ever careful, and still continue to hold in our hearts the safety and wellness of the greater community and of the world. We are still in a period of mourning and sorrow and rebuilding and just trying to understand what and why with the severe storms that tore through the Midwest. Some of our sibling congregations were affected in terrible ways. You members of congregations just like us lost their homes. And if you are so moved, you may consider looking at the UU Trauma Ministry to support those congregations and those other members. And there are all the things that just won't go away. The things that continue to affect our lives and our society day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. They hurt our hearts. They wear us down. And still, we find joy. There is joy in being together here this morning. There are joys in the bonds of community. There are joys in the covenant and commitment of you, each and every one of you, to the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati, to the larger Unitarian Universalist movement, to this nation and to society as a whole. We recognize that we are but one little speck in a great and vast universe of interconnected beings. There is joy in that. There is joy in the possibility. There's joy in belonging. There's joy in love. And hopefully we never forget that. This week, in our congregation, the Bakers are delighted to share with us news that their daughter Leslie is continuing her miraculous recovery from a cardiac event. We are so happy that she may even be able to return to part-time work in 2022. Yeah, that's worth some applause. And last week, we had some flowers, and I said they were from Jan and Carol, and I forgot to add one piece to that. It's our 25th wedding anniversary. And it occurred to me as I was thinking of how many people in this congregation have December birthdays, that it might be worth naming some. And some of you don't even have your birthday listed in Bree. So if your birthday is in December, raise your hand. Woo! Happy birthday, everybody. What day, Roy? David?
18 yesterday.
Yes. Roland?
24.
25. Who else?
28.
28th.
27.
27th. Oh, was there another one? 9th. Happy birthday. Oh, there's another one. 5. Happy birthday to all the December babies. Yes. So we're going to drop some stones. We're going to drop a stone to heal our sorrows or those sadnesses. And then I'm going to get a big handful of stones. Because I think we have a lot of blessings. In a time that seems so hard, we have been blessed. We continue to be blessed. We have joy. So let's amplify that joy with a big hunk of stones. There's one more remembrance that I'd like to add from Janet Schenk, that today is the 24th anniversary of her husband Irving Ilmer's death. They had 22 beautiful, hardworking years of marriage. So we lift that up, and I'll even add in another stone for that. Our flowers this morning are from Julia Almager in honor of her own birthday, which is also in December. So for those we have named, for those whose names we do not know, and those whose names are carefully guarded in our hearts, let's sit silently together in a moment of meditation, reflection, and prayer, after which we'll sing Spirit of Life. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. That was the theme of my ordination, and it was the theme upon which my ordination stole was based. That song has special meaning to me when I think of community. And you know, our communities are not just the members of our congregations. The staff is a big part of our community. And we have an amazing staff that help hold us together in ways that you probably can't even imagine. I know the things they do to keep me together is pretty amazing. And I think it's probably a full-time job. Yeah, okay. So this month, for our first 3 Sundays, you have been blessing the staff with expressions of your gratitude for their work. To those who have contributed already, To those who may still contribute today, on behalf of the staff, I say thank you so much for recognizing their hard work, their commitment, and their dedication to the First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati. Today, after the service, after you all leave the sanctuary, we're going to set this up and have a staff holiday lunch where we can celebrate one another and I can express my gratitude to each member of the staff. If you would like to contribute to staff bonuses or support the work of First Church in any way, you may do so virtually by texting the word GIVE to 513-717-7373. If you have access to our Breeze member system, you can click on Give Now. You can contribute online at our website, firstuu.com. If you contribute electronically, you will be asked what fund you'd like to contribute to. You can designate the December Share the Plate for the staff or any other cause that so moves you. You may also send a check payable to First Unitarian Church and send it to 536 Linton Street, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45219, and write in the memo line staff bonuses or wherever you would like your contribution to go. If this is your first time visiting us in person or virtually, we invite you to let the plate pass you by. Your presence is your gift to us. Our offering will now be gratefully received.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. Next year, all our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. Next year, all our troubles will be miles away. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who were dear to us will be near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Once again, as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us will be near to us once more. Someday soon we all will be together, if the fates allow. Until then we'll have to muddle through somehow. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now. So have yourself a merry little Christmas now.
This week, the world lost a bright light. Activist, writer, professor, feminist, justice seeker, and all-around badass, fierce woman, Bell Hooks, died. Her passing sent shockwaves through those of us who are working together in this liberatory faith. For those of us who are struggling for freedom for all, for justice for all, for equity and inclusion for all. Her death left a big hole in our hearts and in our work. And I wondered how on earth I would be able to pay homage to such a legend. And then Christina Rivera did it for me. Christina Rivera is a religious educator in Unitarian Universalism. She has been a member of the UUA Board of Trustees. She has been a creator of so many of the curricula that our children and youth use in faith development. In 2017, she received national attention for exposing racism in hiring decisions at the UUA. And that's one way of saying it. She experienced a great deal of personal pain and suffering at some of the accusations that were cast at her. And with Aisha Hauser and Kenny Wiley, she co-founded the UU White Supremacy Teach-In, which was conducted by more than 800 congregations in Unitarian Universalism. Christina is now one of the ministry leads of the UU Church of the Larger Fellowship. And writing about Bell Hooks, she began with a quote from Bell Hooks. "For me, forgiveness and compassion are always linked. How do we hold people accountable for wrongdoing and yet at the same time remain in touch with their humanity enough to believe in their capacity to be transformed?" Christina then says, "So often we ask each other how we can affirm everyone's inherent worth and dignity when they have wronged us. This can be particularly in our minds during the holiday season when we come into contact with family and friends who do not share our values. I like that Bell Hooks doesn't tell us to forget, but rather that we must hold each other accountable. That comes first. Justice and self-care must be a priority. And then, while we seek that justice, we must remain in touch with our collective humanity. Our belief that not only the other can be transformed, but also the possibility of our own transformation. That collective humanity and the possibility of transformation is what lies at the core of Unitarian Universalism. This is not a creedal faith. This is a covenantal faith. A faith where we come together because we choose to be together for the transformation and the good of society as a whole. That is why we come together. And we know that sometimes transformation is messy work. We know that sometimes things take longer than we want. Things don't go the way we want them to go. Or things go exactly the way we want them to go, and we are glad. That's what makes this faith a living tradition. You've probably heard that said over and over and over again throughout your years here I see one person shaking his head. And I will tell you why it's a living tradition. Unitarian Universalism is said to be, and Unitarianism before that even, is said to be a living tradition because it is always changing, always evolving. All we need do is look at that baptismal font over there to tell you that Unitarianism is a living tradition and an evolving faith. Many of you know it simply as the thing on which the chalice sits. When this church was built, that is where baptisms occurred. Unitarianism as a faith evolved from one of very strict Christianity through different ways and means of expression. Transcendentalism, humanism, atheism, you name it, it's been here. We continue to grow and evolve. In that regard, we are a living tradition. And so it is that those who pass through our doors are choosing to be a part of that living tradition and opening their hearts to be transformed, bringing their gifts, bringing their skills, their talents, their joys, their sorrows, all the things that they are, bringing their entire selves to lay them open for sharing with others. In that way, we all learn and we all grow. Now, St. Augustine said, ancient Roman, long time ago, be always displeased with what you are, because if you say you have enough or that you're good, that's where you're gonna stay stuck. Always keep moving forward, keep flowing, keep growing, so that transformation may occur. So this morning, as I think about living traditions and transformation, I want to bring this up in the context of membership. This morning, we are going to welcome new members into this congregation. People who have seen what we do, who have heard us express our mission and our values, and said, I want to be part of that community. I want to grow with that community. I want to transform the world as a part of that community. They're here to join this faith that is by no means a creedal or static faith. They're here to covenant with each one of you as members in the hope of working toward becoming what it is we hope to be. And sometimes that may mean that the new people are leading us. Sometimes it may be that each of us is leading, bending, following, growing, sharing, listening, and learning, all for the shared purpose of the greater good of community and the transformation of society. Victoria Safford writes that when we welcome babies in our church, when we welcome new members into the community, when we celebrate the love of beaming couples, when we ordain new ministers, we speak not in the binding language of contract, but in the life-sustaining fluency of covenant, from the Latin convenere, meaning to travel together. We will walk together with you. We will walk together with you, friend. We'll walk together with you, child. We'll walk together with each other toward the lives we mean to lead, toward the world we mean to have a hand in shaping, the world of compassion, equity, freedom, joy, and gratitude. She concludes the covenant is the work of intimate justice. We are together in this community, in Unitarian Universalism, because we choose to be together, to hold one another in love, to hold one another accountable, to care for one another, and to sustain one another, to share our joys and our sorrows, to help one another grow and develop, to do the work of justice, not just in the streets, but within our walls and within our own hearts, that all may live with dignity, in peace and in love. And with that, I would like to invite to join me here on the stage our new members. Please come forward with your buddies. And a member of the membership team, I believe, has the book for them to sign. Please put the book right here. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm going to ask your buddy to introduce you while you, new member, are signing the book, and see you even get one of our hand sanitizing pens that you can keep. Please. Who's first?
Okay, Trish is in the red sweater. Trish is excited to continue her UU journey with First UU Church. She grew up Presbyterian Methodist and at age 18 aspired to be a Presbyterian missionary. By age 23, she found First UU Church of Columbus, Ohio, pulled in the jib, changed her course, and has not left Unitarian Universalism. Her interests include gardening, kayaking, using power tools to build things, recently a bat house and a little library, singing, devouring a good book, getting to know new people, a skill acquired after growing up with a Navy career father, and spending time with her loving wife, Janet. Janet, in the black sweater, hails from Southern Baptist roots and grew up in a small town in Indiana. She found Unitarian Universalism at age 47 and was pleasantly surprised to be accepted as a gay person. Janet enjoys singing, camping, hiking, kayaking, fishing, and spending time with her wife and the 3 fur babies, Beauregard the cat, Hyacinth the cat, Charlotte the dog. She is also excited to join First UU and feels very welcome with the members she has met.
Your introduction is an audio. So while you are speaking, go ahead and sign.
Hi, Reverend Connie. This is Barbara Halmer, and I have Lori Huffner's just her little intro. I am happy to introduce new member, Lori Huffner. Lori is a retired social worker and is originally from Superior, Wisconsin. She has 3 children, a son and 2 daughters, and 5 beautiful grandchildren. She lives in the Eastgate area with her dog Zoe and cat Lily.
Dan.
My friend Mike Stryock, who definitely wants to join our church and will soon, called me this morning. He will not be able to be with us today, but I'm going to speak briefly about him. He'll be a member soon. Mike Stryock is a retired social worker, teacher, and coach who keeps busy with social justice issues. He has long been associated with First Church and wants to be more involved. That's Mike Stryock.
I'm introducing Yvonne Gagnon, whom I first met virtually when she joined the choir during our virtual rehearsals last year. Yvonne is originally from Connecticut and came to Cincinnati from Cleveland for work. She's been retired since 2016, and she was a chemist for years with the federal government. Yvonne enjoys walking, knitting, and crochet, and was attracted to First Church by our actions and honest messages about society. Welcome, Yvonne Gagnon.
On behalf of First Unitarian Church of Cincinnati, its members, its welcoming and membership team, and the Board of Trustees, President Faith Maynard is back there, welcome to our new members. We are glad you're here. Welcome home. And to cement that welcome, please join me in doing responsive reading number 728, Blessed Are Those. Congregation will read the Roman type with me, and the new members and their buddies will read in italics. Blessed are those who yearn for deepening more than escape, who are not afraid to grow in spirit.
Blessed are those who take seriously the bonds of community, who regularly join in celebration and learning, who come as much to minister as to be ministered unto.
Blessed are those who bring their children, who invite their friends to come along, to join in fellowship, service, learning, and growth.
Blessed are those who support the church in its work by their regular sustained and generous giving, and who give of themselves no less than their money.
Blessed are those who know that the church is often imperfect, yet rather than harbor feelings of anger or disappointment, bring their concerns and needs to the attention of the church leaders.
Blessed are those who, when asked to serve, do it gladly, who realize that change is brought about through human meeting, who do the work of committees and stay till the end.
Blessed are those who speak their minds in meetings, who can take and give criticism, who keep alive their sense of humor.
Blessed are those who know that the work of the church is the transformation of society, who have a vision of beloved community transcending presence, and do not shrink from controversy, sacrifice, or change.
Blessed are they indeed. And now we're going to serenade our new members. You all have the lyrics to lean on me on the back side of the responsive reading. And for those of you at home, the words were emailed to you. So hit it, band. We're going to sing and dance. Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain. We all have
somebody when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Now break. Just might have a problem that they'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. We all need somebody to lean on.
Yes. Congratulations and welcome. Take your seats. The bonds of community in our holiday home are strong. They are unbreakable, shakeable, tender, fragile, yes, but not breakable. We are a part of this living tradition. We are stewards of this living tradition. And let us continue to hold it dearly and cherish it. At this time, we will now extinguish our chalice by reading together the words that appear on your screen. Together we say, "We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again." That concludes the worship portion of our gathering. Please know that you are loved. Stay well, stay healthy, stay safe, stay connected. As we transition into our world of service, I'd like to share some announcements with you. Today, immediately after we leave this room and on Zoom, we will have coffee hour. Please keep your masks on unless you are drinking the coffee. And if you don't have access to the Zoom link, it was in the email with the service announcement. If you've misplaced it, it's the same link as last week, but you can send an email right now to member-care@firstuu.com. There are folks who can see that link now and will send it to you. Our winter solstice observation will happen outside this Tuesday in the front yard. So that's Tuesday, December 21st at 7 p.m. All are welcome to join us. Christmas Eve is coming this week. For our Christmas Eve service, there is a slight change in the proceedings. We will still have music at 3:30 from the First Unitarian Singers. At 4 o'clock, we will not have coffee and refreshments. The Omicron virus is causing us to rethink how we do some things, but we are still going to have Christmas Eve. But please remain masked. We don't know how many people will be here, but we expect it will be a larger crowd, and we want to keep everyone as safe as possible. And at 4:30, the family-friendly Christmas Eve service will begin. So you'll just have to be even more creative in doing the 12 days of Christmas with masks on. Okay. December 26th will be the greatest hits of 2021. This will be a YouTube-only service. The building will not be open on December 26th. The service will be watchable on YouTube, and it will feature some of the greatest hits of the band, the choir, and individual members over the past year, put together in one nice little package for you. Please watch your emails closely for news on January 2nd. We will continue to monitor COVID numbers and be sure to let you know if there are any changes in our gathering protocols. Thank you.